G'day scrappers, welcome to day 3 of this 30-day scrap marathon. Today I'm just waiting for someone to bring me some circuit boards. So I've got my scale, my tub and an empty tub ready to go. So that's what I'm doing right now. Also need to scrap out these all-in-one Macs. I've mentioned before there are blackback Macs and silverbacks. The silverbacks are really good and can be sellable. These blackback ones are no longer sellable here in Australia or anywhere. My buyer reckons he struggles to get 20 bucks for them, so it's just not worth going through all the hassle. Might as well scrap them out. So just waiting for the guy to come and bring his boards, and we'll weigh them up, pay him out, and then continue on with our 30-day scrap marathon. So see how long that goes, and see whether it's just going to be that for today. So I've got a lot of cable that I need to process, so all I'll be doing here for the next, well, until he comes. He's due to come any minute. So okay, so that's a laptop power supply. So they go to my laptop buyer, and so yeah, so it's a beautiful day today, a bit windy, but nonetheless a really nice warm sunny day. And yeah, I've just got a pile here, because when I do pickups, you know, I'm dealing with the big stuff, so you know, I sort of just drop this down and get around to it whenever I can. Oh, missed the plug. So there's also, that's normally my scrap steel tub. So normally when I cut these plugs off, obviously I go for the brass. So as long as there's not too many of them. There's another laptop power supply. It's good. There's another one, HP. So I get a few bucks for these on their own, so it's certainly worth more than scrap value anyway. And it also helps my laptop buyer out, because it's one thing we're always short on when we go and do pickups from businesses, schools and that. You don't get as many power supplies as you do laptops, and in a lot of cases you get no power supplies, so they throw them out, or you know, don't think of them, and yeah, so we're always short on power supplies for laptops. Bit of a tangle, but you know, I get through this. It's the perfect job for downtime, when I want to just chill out, or like right now I'm waiting for someone to come to bring me the boards. So obviously these I smash out and get the brass out of. These video cables, I'm kind of over them now. A lot of time, because they've got the plug, they've got a bit of ferrite bead. I usually throw these into like a data cable, low grade or something, you know. Save me. I don't bother with the gold pins on these are really light and almost non-existent, so I rather just get as much value by leaving the plugs on and just selling it complete like that. 'Cause yeah, they certainly tangle up and make a mess and make it hard to you know, handle so much wire and cable when you're Can always get the board out of there. Yeah, so hopefully this guy doesn't take too long. I told him to come a little bit later, but it's about the time he said he'll be here. He's an interstate seller, so he's come all the way from South Australia. So I just make sure. So that's a 12-volt power supply. It's no good. It's not a laptop. For it to be a laptop, it needs to be at least 18.5 volts and above. So don't bother with them ones. But yeah, the cable, this is, you know, bread and butter for us, you know, eWaste recyclers. A lot of the bigger eWaste recyclers certainly don't cut the plugs off because, you know, it's obviously not worth the time if you're paying someone to do it. But for me, like I said, I just do it in my downtime, you know, and for, you know, just your basic scrappers and stuff. You know, it's certainly worth, you know, some places you don't actually have to cut the plugs off, but here to get the best value, yeah, you got to cut the plugs off. And you know, they're selling for good. Sometimes when the copper comes out like this, I just twirl it up and cut a little bit of copper wire out. There's still copper wire in there. Throw that in. We'll go low. Some neck gear boxes. They're very common. There's even a hard drive, 2 terabyte. Get so many of these little switches from Netgear. Unbelievable. What's this? Just another little switch. Good. Switches are good. Good heavy steel and usually an average little board. At least it's mid-grade. Okay, so well that's antenna. So these are all for Macs by the looks of it, USB. I'll just keep these, and I think they no, not for Macs, or not for these Macs. Can't remember, but I'll definitely keep them and keep a few for myself, and probably see if my buyer wants to buy them. They might come in handy. Okay, so these ones look like Macs. They might be for the little iPads and the bigger ones too. Yeah, so these are the iPad. Oh, that's good. I wanted to charge up a few of these because Mark the scrapper asked if he could get one of those little iMacs. So oh well, at least I got a couple. I'll just keep these so I can test out my own. And yeah, all right, well, I'm just going to wait for this guy to come and I'm going to continue on, so hopefully he'll be here any minute.
I've got a double here as it came, and this is what it looks like when you take it apart. So you've got the CPU chips,
yeah,
on both sides, and when you look at it behind the white little plastic patches, or I think they're aluminium, you've got your copper heat sinks which go over the top of all the little chips.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming these, can they go as network boards, or?
Well,
that's what they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
1990.
Yeah. The only thing with these white ceramics, they're not. You
can't pull them out.
Yeah, it's not as good as you know, like it's full gold recovery. It might be other precious metals, but I mean they're impressive. But
yeah, I'd say 1990. There's probably a reasonable amount of gold in there.
Yeah, no, there really isn't.
You got a lot of these little fellas you take off.
Oh yeah, the big.
Yeah,
Jeez.
all over the place there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to work out what grade it is, because I've got a couple of boxes here. And this is as they come in the rack there.
Oh, okay.
Sitting out. What you have to do is undo the screw in the rack and lift this up. And you can see here the foot that pulls it in and locks it.
Into
the rack.
cabinet. Yeah. Oh, okay. Goodness.
There's that's one of the copper heat sinks with the aluminium on top.
Yeah.
I usually just strip the LE off and I don't know what that one is.
Okay.
Just patches for safety, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's as they come. I don't know whether you want to do a video on taking one of these apart or not, because nobody knows what a procket was.
A procket, yeah.
Oh, that's what I've got in the car. I'll get you the write-up of them.
All right. Yeah.
It's a pretty hefty mechanism in there if you're locking it in.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah. Just I just can't see them being. I know they're impressive.
Yeah.
But.
Are they what grade are they? Just network server?
It's at least definitely server.
Yep.
It's just that
that's okay.
Just we've found that the white ceramic
yep.
is with the silicon top here. They're a little bit different. See if I can.
See if you can get one off.
Pop one off. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get the write up too.
All right. Yep. Yeah. So this is what makes it hard. Some boards, it's hard to, with it's different here in Australia, and as far as just trying to, okay. All right, so don't know if you can see that, but it's multiple layers of kind of like it's not really ceramic, but with, there's, I can see probably at least 10 layers here, and between each layer there is gold plating, and it looks like pretty good gold plating, but obviously it's they're micro, wafer thin layers, but within each layer there are, so these aren't white. I thought they were white ceramic, but they're not white ceramic. They're a different kind of thing. So, yeah, in this case, should be able to get telecom for that. Okay, yeah. So, what I was just saying to YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is then I thought they were white ceramic.
Yep.
They're not. They're a layered wafer thing, and if you could see how many, there's probably 10 layers.
Oh, okay.
But
yep.
in between each layer, it's like gold plating in gold something.
Okay.
In between each layer. So because I can visualize, I can see the gold within it.
Yep.
It's just as good probably as a or close to a ceramic.
Okay.
It doesn't have pure gold bonding wires, but
Yep.
So I think my buyer, I'll be able to get away with these being a telecom grade.
Okay.
On their own. This one with this stuff, this looks.
If you strip that down, you end up with these two.
Yeah, two of them, but
Yep.
yeah, okay. So I might be able to do that, but
Yeah,
this is
steel, LE.
yeah. So this is dead weight.
And you've got your copper with your.
Yeah. So
I worked it out by selling all the bits and cleaning this up down to domestic copper. It's about $65 if these go as network grade.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and that's the write up from
Oh, okay.
a long time ago.
Yeah. All right.
That explains all about profit if you want to look knowledgeable about what happened to them.
All right. I'll check that out. Thanks for that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'll do. Telecom on like the 4 boards.
Okay.
But as far as this,
there's more of a profit here. This is all the support boards from.
yep.
So you need that out of those too.
Yep. All right. Leave it with me, and I'll.
Right.
There you go.
There's a lot of little plug-in boards that are on steel racks.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty boards.
Yeah. All around about early 2000, I guess.
Pity about the big filters they put on them.
Yeah.
But the Goldband crystals are giant.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, they certainly back then they made them well.
Yeah. I
They
even.
went out of action because Cisco didn't do anything like this. They just grabbed it because they knew how to do networking. That's really what Cisco was.
Yep.
High-speed networking.
Okay. So these are the actual. Are they?
That'd be your fibre channel.
Yeah. Just wondering if they're mounted or.
Don't know.
Usually they clip out. Maybe not.
Yep.
They might be. Yeah.
I don't know whether do you video taking something like that apart or whether,
Oh, I might do it at the end of this video,
Right.
just to see what it looks like complete. So yeah, see
there
like
are a million screws to get the damn thing off. But
yeah. So these ones are the white ceramic where
Okay.
there's you know usually they don't show much. There would be bonding wires running through but they're not.
Yep.
But you know these look okay. Okay. All right. Leave that. Okay, more of the same. Yeah. Okay, so these will go probably as server if they've got. Yeah, because all this rubbish there and filters.
I don't know how much to clean up, what not to do.
Yeah. So
And these for the main, I presume, CPU side.
oh yeah, okay. Yeah, very impressive kind of things. And they put a lot of these filters and converters and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So
This was probably the first of the gigabit boards, I'd say.
okay.
It came from the Australian ARNet, which was Australian Academic and Research Network that goes across Australia.
Yep. All
They
right.
bought these and they heard after they turned up that Cisco bought the company.
Yep.
Cisco people came in and said, oh, we're supporting it. It's your choice what you do with them.
Yep.
So they went and bought Cisco. And they've been Cisco ever since.
Okay. So these. Oh gosh.
I'll get the next.
Yeah, bring it in, mate. Yeah. So. Okay. They're you know because they're really high-end boards, but this is where it gets really tricky because these 3 blocks here, it's not a great deal to these, but these add. This is super heavy, but I'm still going to be able to. So they can't go like as telecom grade here, but they can go as obviously server grade. Even though, like this one only has 2, and then it's got a smaller one here. Oh no, it has got 3. It's taken off the heat sink there, and so you can see it's all just transformer dead weight kind of thing. So yeah. Sometimes, as I said, it's not straightforward. So, yeah, so that's definitely just server. It still has one of these, only has one main CPU, but it is that nice fiber stuff. not a great deal, you know, a lot of blankness. So, but luckily there isn't as much dead weight. Okay. These heat sinks, they've been half popped off already to look underneath. And the problem is when I move them around, they fall off. But yeah, so you know, steel, dead weight. It's a filter. The only thing that, you know, helps these are these. Yeah, a lot of dead weight on them ones, mate. You left all the heat sinks on them.
Oh, okay.
On the on that junk.
Yep.
So there was one where you took off. Yeah, you took that one off.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I just tried that one, and yeah, they're just little heat sinks. So it kind of looks better in a way, but it doesn't.
Yep.
Because when you look at that, you can see it's all just copper and dead, just rubbish, you know.
Just stuff, yep.
You know, even this is just ferrite beads.
Yep.
So yeah, this is where I've got to be careful. So
Yeah, this is the last of this. I've got more of these.
yeah.
But,
All right. Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought, well, I'll just bring them over as is, and you can
Yep.
you can do the sort and weigh, and
All right.
we'll get what they're worth.
What's next?
Motherboard?
Oh, PC motherboards.
Yeah, just standard.
So they motherboard.
Yeah, everyone's got a little piece of paper.
Okay.
7 balls.
Okay. So that's the only motherboard.
That's the only motherboard. Yeah, I've actually sorted near the trailer, so
Okay.
it'll come in fine.
12.5.
Yeah. Take away the boxes afterwards.
Yep.
I'll just get the sheets of paper and I'll come back again next time.
Yep. Get rid of these. These. So there'll be 4 of them. This is 7.3, so 14.6 is telecom. Okay. I'll get rid of these server stuff. Bloody heavy buggers.
Oh yeah. Filled it well with the 99 and the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. There's me little paper. Server 34.8. Okay. All right. Next. 30.9. Got to tear out the boxes. Just make sure that they're all server. Yeah, that's not. when they've been half pulled off, as I was saying before, they fall off, same as capacitors, and so yeah, really not much to these server boards. Hey, you know, some chips on there, yeah, they're pretty average. Huge contrast here in the quality of board. They're just junk. These they're useless. Look at that.
Yeah.
There's nothing on them.
It's what they did Dell.
Yeah, Dell.
Oh, Dell.
What do you do? Okay.
They're actually reasonably new, which is probably why they're crap.
Yeah, oh, they really do vary, you know. You know, that's older. That's a lot better.
The old servers.
What on earth is that?
I'm not sure about that. That was on one.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. A hole for a server.
Yeah, just blanks to
Expand
just-
your board if you want.
yeah, they would have been super CPUs if there were some on there. They're huge. Not really sure. Yep. All right. 2 boxes. What do we got? 2.5. Okay, so that'll be 28.4. 28.4. All right, what do we got here?
Just straight network boards. All sorts.
Network boards. Oh. Okay. 31.5. 5. See what we got here. Oh dear. Okay. So these are pretty full on. Some of these. That's standard. Okay. Okay. So with these, will go as a telecom board because it's all chips. It does have the dead weight, but it's loaded with chips, and that is server grade. So dead weight. These are just dead weight. So it's got 3 Intel chips, the main one. So we can up these ones. So these ones I can do telecom,
Okay. Yep.
and then yeah. So
Yeah, these are Cisco.
yeah, yeah. Telecom. Yep. Yeah, just throw them in actually. I was going to weigh them, but there's only 2 boards that I'll put into server. So okay. All right, so that's server. just chuck the box back on here, and I'll.
They probably network board all the way through though.
No, that's server.
The top one.
Yep.
Yeah, but what about the rest?
Well.
They're all a mixture.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Let me just get this one out the way. 31.5, so 21.5. So it's 10 kilos of telecom. All right. Server. All right, so it's non-stop. He brings so much. This one. Server boards, mostly. So yeah, that's a server board. It's actually interesting. It's got an i960 on it. Another Intel chip there. So it's actually yeah, part of something. You know, these are server grade boards, but it's only got 4 main chips on it. They're not BGAs. These are all filters and dead weight, so they still go as a server grade board, but they're getting close to, I mean, to like a high grade, average high grade board, but look at that, loaded. Okay, so what's that? 61.8. 2 kilos. All right. So there was 12 kilos there. Certainly adding up. You should get a pretty good payout. 12 kilos server. I've got to get another pen. This pen is just, I get these promotional pens, they only last a couple of minutes. Okay. 12 kilos server again. So far server, 60, 70, 80, 90 kilos of server so far. So he's already, you know, up there. And when you bring a lot of good stuff, you get offered a coffee, my special cappuccino. And yes, this is my cup. #1 legend. One of my nieces bought this, gave it to me for my birthday or something. Okay. Not sure what's in these boxes. Looks like mid-grade boards. Oh, he's done a lot of monitors. They're finger strip boards from LCDs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's done a lot of monitors. All right, so mid-grade boards. Luckily, I've got an empty bin, and so this saves me a lot of time. When I know people are going to bring me a reasonable amount, I try and keep one wheelie bin free. All right, so we got all this mid-grade?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, one. Yeah. 3. Kilos. Got your coffee at the back here.
Oh, good. I'll come and have that.
Yep, 4 kilos. So that's 57.8. Mid 57. Oh dear.
Just wait for the world to come back again properly. Good way,
Yeah. Oh, good thing you brought them in this week, because next week all my hard drives are going out, so
okay.
these can go with it. Oh dear.
There's a bit of weight in it. Yeah, these boxes were 444 grams on the scales last time, so it's called half a kilo per box.
Okay.
You can leave them in the box if you want them.
Yep. 2.5.
What was that? Were they about 25 a box or something?
It's 108.2.
Yeah, so it's about 20.
So
26,
106.
I'll put them back on here.
Hard drives.
You can at least wheel them to the shed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you leave them out in the rain, they go paper mache.
Yeah.
Run out of hard drive slowly.
Yeah.
There's probably about that much to go again.
Okay.
Maybe it.
Okay.
So every time I say it's nearly it, then anything else.
Yeah. All right. Hard drives. Oh. Well, another 100 kilos hard drives. Really don't make a big margin on hard drives. Well, don't make a big margin on most things.
The adapter cards or what slot cards are they?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 9.9. Where am I? It's not a slot card, it doesn't have slots. Yeah. Okay. Just got to make sure. Yeah. So. But that's still fine because it'll still go for the same value. Okay. So, and slot 9 kilos. All right. Oh, I had a tub for slots. Silly me. I'll just sort them through and. All right, so I've paid for the 2 boards here, but it's obviously, as you can see, it's complete. There is a story about this company, Proctor. They were bought out by Cisco. So we'll just open this up and have a look how it looks when I clear off, and that'll be it. Okay, so this is what this guy's brought me, and quite a decent load, and ended up getting $926.55. So not too bad. As I said, he comes from interstate, so he comes well, because now that we're out of lockdown, he could come. He comes to visit his family that are here in Melbourne. They're not too far away from me, so he kills two birds with one stone. He's got nowhere, very hard to sell in Adelaide circuit boards, and he's an ex-recycler, and so this is all his stockpile that he's still going through. Occasionally he'll pick up fresh stuff, but he's just got a real stockpile of e-waste to process still at home. So yeah, it works out good for him, you know, like he's coming down anyway, so he just puts a trailer up and loads everything on a trailer and brings it down, and bang, pays for his holiday. So all these boards, so it doesn't stop for me, obviously. So now I've got to sort all this out. Luckily I've got, you know, the hard drive sorted, the mid-grade boards are all sorted. They're ready to go out to my buyer. Yeah, it's just sorting out the telecom grade to the server grade. And as I've mentioned to you guys, you saw the server grade boards, the telecom grade boards. A lot of them I don't sell telecom boards. I buy them as telecom boards, and they're obviously a little bit more than server, but all I do is I just bring them down to a server grade board. So I might knock off a few chips and stuff. Some things balanced out because, you know, I've got to be careful, you know, make sure that my buyer gets mostly complete boards, no sort of pulling off things, because things like this is where it really balances out. There is a couple of Goldband crystal oscillators here that I might be able to pick off, and you know, these are all BGAs and they're okay, the copper top ones, some nicer BGAs around, and then your main chip here, but you know, this part here is pretty much dead weight, and all this is real heavy dead weight. They're quite unusual that these are so heavy, but it balances out for my buyer. Also got some gold fingers there, but the other side, yeah, it's, you know, just got little bits and pieces, so it balances out when my buyer pays server grade for this. It's really close. If there weren't many chips on this side, this would have to go as a mid-grade board without a doubt. So that kind of makes up for it. If there was more dead weight, there's already enough dead weight there. Yeah, but so that's it. So I'm just waiting for him to load his boxes back up, and I'll give him his receipt. And I paid directly into people's banks from my account. I'm going to sort this out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually scrap this out, just to give us all a quick look, and that'll be it for day 3 of this 30-day marathon. And obviously I've got a lot of work to do for the rest of the day, so okay, now all that out the way, here's the actual boards that we first looked at when I was buying. So that's how the system is. It's basically 2 boards stuck together. It slides in the rack, so quite interesting. Okay, see how this looks. So here's the back, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 Goldband crystal oscillators. And yeah, you can see they're not really chunky, but they are very large size Goldband crystals. So they're just as good as a ceramic CPU. Okay. Right. So this is where it's all happening. And yeah, how's that? A lot of heat sinks there. And the other one, similar, just has that big gap here where there's another heatsink and a CPU under there. Wow. So I just wanted to have a little look anyway. I'll take off. Get this little screw in, just to make it okay. So I'll just take off one just to have a little look, although we've seen what the boards look like. Okay, so these are copper aluminium heat sinks. There isn't much aluminium on there. Might be, usually I just throw these into copper aluminium radiator. Yeah, so they're definitely copper in there. And yeah, not much of aluminium, so they might be able to pry this off because it's very light. And we'll see how we go and get tinned copper for it. So that's these sort of like a fibrous CPU, and they're yeah, as I showed you, I thought they were like white ceramic, but so it's just not sure if you can see it, but it's just layer upon layer of gold in there. And I'm not sure, I don't think it's gold plate. It might be like each layer is flashed before they sandwich it all together. So yeah, this green stuff, it'd be micro thin, and they'd come in sheets, and they'd be you know, one-sided, maybe even two-sided, flashed, and then just all wedged together to form a chip. So really interesting. And this one up the top here, can't remember. Oh yeah, it's exactly the same. It's just a different type of heatsink. Yep, but still copper aluminium, and once again, might be worthwhile. So yeah, they're the same chips. That's a bit of aluminium. Same chips. They're quite impressive, but not super impressive. But yeah, on this board, nothing. There's only one tiny little Goldband crystal on this side. But yeah, as I said, quite a lot of these nice big ones. They're super. So a very unusual circuit board here. And this one I'll just take off this bracket, and once again remove these copper heat sinks and these risers. Yeah, so I thought I'd just, you know, he just left one kind of complete as it, just like it comes out of the main system. And so what the story with these particular boards was, as I mentioned, this guy was a recycler, eWaste recycler back in the day, and these were the last from this company before they switched over to before they were actually bought out by Cisco. So he's also given me some documentation. So Cisco plucks pocket assets for 89 million, and this was in 2004. And basically he was saying that what they were, not only were they after a lot of their intellectual property, because they were right into making a lot of the silicon chips and all that. They had a lot of technologies that Cisco wanted, but apparently the main reason was they wanted their people. And so they bought them out and no longer made this product. So all these clients that had this kind of brand had to go over to Cisco. But the main reason why they bought this, apart from some of the intellectual property, was to get the actual people that worked for that pocket company. And so, yeah, because, hey, hiring people is hard enough, but to hire the right type of people that are really experts in their field, in this particular company was silicon chips and stuff like that. Yeah, so really smart move by Cisco, and no doubt it's one of those moves that made them as big as they are today. You know, no doubt they've probably done that many times over the years with companies all over the world. But so, yeah, he was really interested in the story, and yeah, as I said, he picked up the last of this company's old stock, and that's what we're seeing now. You know, 15 years later, he's pulled it out and started to scrap it, all this sort of stuff. So this guy has still got quite a lot of old servers. He's got the old Sun micro servers and all that kind of thing. He's just trying to catch up on and bring me the boards as often as he can. He might even be back in a few weeks' time if he comes back here for Christmas. So there you go. So that was an interesting buy. Yeah, I like when I get this kind of stuff. The guy never brings me obviously low grade boards because he comes from so far. He just processed them himself, so it's all high grade telecom server grade PC motherboards, and well, I did get a bin full of mid grade as well. So that's me for the day. As far as the video is concerned, I've got obviously a lot to process at the moment, and sort of got to clean up these boards because my board buyer is coming to pick up a lot of stuff next week sometime. So I want to get as much of this out the door. It's you know, quite heavy and large stuff, so yeah, it'd be good to sort of cash it in as quick as possible. I'm just going to have to work out if I pick a few things off here. Obviously I've got to take off all the heat sinks because they're not going to be acceptable, but those big Goldband crystals are going to be pretty awesome. So I'll just grab one and we'll have a little closer look at it. Yeah, I broke this one. So as you can see, typically when you break a Goldband crystal, you just got the cap, a little bit of ceramic stuck on it. But it's a good time to show you anyway. So you can see all that gold plating and bonding wire all throughout that ceramic part. And that's where the cream is. Because it's bending, I'm not getting it right. Well, these are really hard. So, yeah, I'll try another one. Yeah, just not getting them right on this table. or I might have to work out another way, maybe just sort of run a little screwdriver and take the legs off. But they're awesome, as good as any ceramic CPU as far as gold recovery is concerned. Better than most, actually. All right, well, there you go, guys. Hope that was a bit of fun. A different kind of video for day 3, but yeah, trying to change it up as much as possible. And I thought, well, why not, since he's coming. I'll get one of these videos done, and even the board itself has got a lot of gold with it under this mass. Quite a lot of gold here. But yeah, these chips are going to be really good for gold recovery, really super. I paid telecom grade, and in this case, I'm not really sure. I might even hold these for someone else that mentioned they wanted us buy some boards for gold recovery, because I'm not going to get any more real value out of to sell to my buyer, because I don't sell telecom grade to him. It's just too complicated, too messy, and I can't bring these down to server grade because these chips just will shatter. So this is more for someone that wants to deal with some high-end stuff. A lot of tantalum capacitors, SMDs all over it, but I won't worry about them. But yeah, awesome. All right, guys, well, day 3 done. Sorry, got the camera out of focus. Hope that was a bit of fun, and look out for day 4. Who knows what it's going to be. Catch you then.